we need to always have a very good relation between the employer, the trade union and the top level management. Now here, collective bargaining is an instrument which helps in maintaining the industrial peace in the organizations. Whatever the grievances of the employees, it should be addressed by the employer. Hello everybody, a warm welcome to one and all. I'm Vidhyaashram from the Department of Commerce and Management in Vidhyaashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence. Welcome to all the students for this session. Now here in this session, I'm going to discuss something very important which will definitely come for 10 marks. Now here, when we go with that is the measures to improve IR in the sense industrial relations. What are the measures which we are supposed to use? Now being a HR manager, the main duty or we can say the obligation is what? To maintain a very good relationship between the employer and the employees. Now in the meanwhile, we are supposed to also see to it that we are supposed to keep our employees happy, as well as we need to achieve or we need to accomplish the targets which are set by the employer and the top level management. So when we go with that, that is the first one is the good industrial relations. Now good industrial relation refers to what? Harmonious relationship between the trade union and the management in an organization. Now please understand here, we need to always have a very good relation between the employer, the trade union and the top level management. It is not easy to promote and maintain sound and harmonious industrial relation in an organization, but there are some suggestions which are helpful, and those suggestions will actually keep the entire relationship in a very good way. So when we go with the relation here, please do understand that the employer, or we can say the top level, they need to have a very good cordial relation between the employee with the manager's help. So the manager will become what? He'll always be a bridge between the employer and the employee. So here we have this top level, middle level and supervisory level. The more the management size is bigger, the more the levels will actually come here. So we have here the top level, here we have supervisory, here we have the manager. Now he'll act as a bridge between top level and the supervisory level. So what exactly the measures are? The first one here is support of the top management. Now we need to always get a proper support from the top level itself. If we don't get any support from the top level, then there is a problem. So top management action always be proactive and general to the problem solving. So they are the people who will actually go with what? If the problems are there, problems. Now the supervisor level, he will not be able to attend the problem because he don't have that much qualification or an experience. So who should actually solve it? It is the top level who need to solve these problems and then make it so easy for the supervisor level to work on. Then we'll have the healthy relation. So the problem solving should be from the top level. So if the top level go for a nice approach of solving the problem and then giving the work to the supervisors, the supervisor will actually maintain a very good relationship between the top and the supervisor. So the first one is support from the top management or support of the top management. Second is sound personnel policy. When I say the word personnel, that means what? Staff. So there should be a proper policy for the staff. It should not be biased. It should be like once if you make a policy for the entire year, it should be the same. You cannot add or you cannot actually delete it. But some of the management, what they do is, it's all because of the trial and error method. They always start updating the policies. So whenever they update the policy, they are supposed to inform the staff and then only they are supposed to update. Now, personnel policies constitute the business philosophy of an organization and guide it in arriving at the relation decisions. Sound policy and rules. See, please understand, rules are different, policies are different. Rules are mandatory things which you are supposed to do. Rules, that is what it is. You are supposed to follow the set of rules. Are the little help unless they are executed objectively and equitably. If the policy and the rules are used equitably, nobody will have any problem. To all the levels of an organization. So when you make a rule, it's not only for the top level or the supervisor level, it is for the entire. The same way the policy also, when you make, it is not just for the top level, it is for the entire. So you should have a uniformity or else you should have equitability. So when you have that, now each and every person will actually have a very good relation. Say example, top level people will have different rules, supervisor will have a different rule. Now what happens? There is a clash. So how to avoid these clashes? That will be the measures of industrial relations. Next one is collective bargaining. So the word bargaining is there. Now what exactly this collective bargaining is? Please understand. It's a very important topic, collective bargaining. Now trade union will be there. Here we have employers. Now they will go for a collective bargaining so that there should not be any strikes or there should not be any lockdowns. Lockdowns are something which is done by the employer and the strikes are something which is done by the employees. Now here collective bargaining is an instrument which helps in maintaining the industrial peace in the organizations. That means what? Employer and the employee, they come to a kind of a bargaining. They'll start bargaining. And what type of bargaining it is? It's like collective of so many points, collections of so many points. Collective bargaining agreements and association of employees in decision-making process will bring about the cooperation between labor and management. So here what happens is the employer will actually lay his points and employees will actually lay their point, and they come to a mutual agreement saying that these 10 points, if you do it, then actually we'll also go with your 10 points. So that is what the collective bargaining is all about. Now the employees will feel, see, this is what the employer's condition, this is what the employees' conditions. Now the employees will feel that there are few things which you have not done it. If you do it, only then we'll do it. So again, what it is, a collection of bargaining system, collective bargaining. Strong TU in the sense trade union and a sound employers union. So when you have a trade union which is very strong, the employer also wants his own trade union to be even stronger than them. So industrial relation can be sound only when the bargaining power of the employees union is strong and equal to the management. So example, employees have a trade union but it is not sound at all. That means they will not make any kind of a difference to the top level. Now the top level will not understand what the employees want and they will not do what the employees want. So there is a dispute. So here also you should have people who are stronger than the top level. Here also you need to have people who are stronger than the employees. A sound management is helpful and it will maintain the promotion and uniform personnel policies among various organizations. So you should have equal kind of a weightage for employers union as well as the trade union. Other suggestions. Now there should be well established and properly administrated grievances. See, whatever the grievances of the employees, it should be addressed by the employer or the top level management. If the grievances are not addressed, what happens is the employees start feeling that the management or the top level management, they are not concerned about the life or the safety of the employees. So if that will be a negative thought, what happens is you are getting your relationship disturbed from the employee's point of view. So when you have a very good grievance administration, what happens is as soon as any grievance is found, if there is somebody who can actually go and see to it what exactly it is and can help them, now that is how the relationship will actually be very good. Now job supervisors should be trained thoroughly to ensure that the organization policy and practice as well as the leadership and communication skill, which helps them to properly implement and carry it into effect. That means here you need to actually give a proper training to whom? To the supervisors. So when the supervisors get adequate training sessions, now they'll get to know that what exactly they are supposed to work and how exactly we are supposed to propagate all the types of things. Then what happens? There will be a very good management. A regular follow-up of IR, industrial relation program, is essential so that the existing practice may be properly evaluated and check may be exercised on certain undesirable tendency, and that is how they'll maintain the industrial relation. That means each and every time after everything, you are supposed to always check whether the industrial relations are going in the uniformity way. Is there any grievances or not? We are supposed to check. We are supposed to train the administrator. Plus, we need to always go for the feedback and get to know that what is that the employee and the employer wants. So if we go with all these things, that is how the industrial relations will actually have a very better quality in the organization. Significance of good IR. What are the significance of good IR? The first one is industrial peace. So if industrial peace is maintained in the organization, you will definitely have a very good industrial relations. Second one we have is high morale, mental revolution, reduced wastage and increased productivity. See, when employees and the employer relation is good, the employer is doing everything for the employees start thinking that I should not waste the product, I should not waste the raw materials, I need to go with more productivity. Programs for workers development. That means the workers development class, the working class, is that we should always introduce the programs for those people. So industrial peace. Now good industrial relations bring harmony and remove the causes of disputes. So in the next chapter, I'll tell you more about what exactly the disputes are. So when we have a proper healthy atmosphere or the harmonious way, we will never get something called the disputes. This leads to industrial peace, which is an ideal situation, which is what? Ideal situation for the industrial unit to concentrate on productivity and growth. If we don't have any kind of a trouble between the employer and the employees, what happens is there is always a smooth function. There's always what? A smooth function. Smooth function in the organization. So the managerial function will also be very smooth. So we should always maintain what? The industrial peace. Second is high morale. Now each and every person, that is the employee, will also feel that what if we were the employer and do we do the same thing for the employee? So the morality of the human being has an employee, has an employer, both are the same. So we should have basic ethics of it, that can it be done or it cannot be done. So cordial industrial relation improves the morale of the employee, that is their maturity level will be more. It implies the existence of an atmosphere of cooperation, confidence and respect within the enterprise. We'll always should have confidence about our top management. We should always have confidence within ourselves. We need to go with a cordial relationship between each and every employees with us. Now, in such an atmosphere, there are common goals, and those goals can be achieved through motivation. We are supposed to motivate each other, as well as we need to motivate ourselves to achieve the productivity or the goals which is desired by the top management. Mental revolution. Now, sound industrial relation completely transform the outlook of employers and the employees. See here, when you go with the sound industrial relation, please do understand this. The way the employer and the employees is, we can actually understand so that the turnover will not happen. That means labor turnover will not happen. People will not have any dispute between the employer and the employee system. The employer are very happy about the employees. Now what happens, the more they're happier, now that is what the benefits the employees will also get. It is based on consultation between the workers and the management. So here we have the workers participation management, where the workers will also join with the management. This motivates the workers to give their best to the organization and share the fruits of the progress jointly with the management. So when the employers start trusting you and then giving you all the roles and things which you are supposed to do, even you feel that I need to better what I was before. So you'll always work for more kind of a things than what you were before. So that will actually motivate you, that will boost you, and that is the reason you will actually have what? The mental revolution. You'll start thinking because you will be there for the workers participation management also. So your creativity, innovation will also be recognized by the people. Next is reduced wastage and increased productivity. Please understand this. It helps in increasing production. Wastage of man, material and machine are reduced to the minimum, and thus national interest in is protected. Thus they will contribute to the economic growth of the country. See, any type of wastage is a national wastage. If you waste your resources, it is a waste for the entire nation. The same way, man, machine, and when you go with material, we should always go with something called optimum utilization. Optimum utilization of resources. If you don't use it, then it is problem. So we need to, whenever we go with optimum utilization of resources, that will actually reduce the wastage of the product. When there is no wastage, now probably the industrial relationship within the industry will be maintained. The last one we have is programs for the workers development. Here the new programs of the workers development are introduced in an atmosphere of peace, such as training facilities, labor welfare facilities and all other things. Full advantage to the latest inventions, innovations and other technology advancement. So here the more and more, if you are contributing to the employees' welfare, now the employees also feels that the management and the employer is actually taking care of us. Now we need to take care of the organization. So these are the suggestions and the measures to improve industrial relations. If you have any doubt regarding this session, please do call us. We are always there to help you. Thank you so much. I'll see you when I see you.